Hi, welcome to my Street Muscle Diaries. And I'm Chuck, and this is my 2021 Challenger Scat Pack 392. Just out on a Sunday afternoon cruise. Well, I should say morning. It's only like 11 o'clock. I just figured I'd take you all along for a little Sunday ride here. I'll try not to be a Sunday driver, but you know. Give you a little exhaust note here and there. You know how it goes with me. I don't go too crazy. I don't really want to get thrown in jail or lose my license. So I guess you could call me a wimp, but that's okay. I'm a wimp and I'm enjoying my car. So still running the 96 octane. Seems to be working good. Running my tire pressure at 34 pounds all the way around. I tend to run a little higher in the front, 35 to 36, and 32 to 34 in the back. So that seems to be the best combination, for my 392. Gotta wait. Going right on red. Somebody's coming. Gotta be careful. A lot of traffic out today, even on the back roads. There's a great nabbing spot where the sheriffs like to sit right here. I see it's not occupied today, but still got to be careful, man. Well, we've got a lull in the weather. It went from dry and warm to overcast and humid and warmer, so I'm sure the DA isn't that great today. But, we get a lull in the weather. The roads have dried out a little bit, so we take Rib Cracker out. Have a little fun. So I guess today's topic is hood vents. So I think I'll just do my short version of what I feel about the hood vents. This is a trickle-down Hellcat hood on these newer Scat Pack models. Some people don't like it, other people do. I like it. It's a functional hood scoop with air vents on the side that lets the engine heat escape, and at the same time feeding the engine air from the main hood scoop in the center of the front end here. There's also a functioning air hole on the driver's side bottom grill that comes up and feeds the stock air intake box from the bottom, and you're also getting air from the top because the main hood scoop is feeding air to the engine. Now there is a kit you can buy, a TA kit that encloses that and then changes to a cold air intake, but honestly these things are optimized really well from the factory. You don't really need to put these different mods in. It doesn't really give you much for gains to be worth it, in my opinion. it might get you a little better flow than the factory OEM box, but it's not really going to improve your performance that much to really be worth it. I know on my air temp I'm running, let's see, well, it's 60 degrees. I think it's a little warmer than 60 degrees out. I don't think that's accurate because the car's been sitting in the shade. I think it's more like in the 70s right now. That temp takes a time to catch up. That's one thing I noticed. Like the sensor, I've only been out for about 20 minutes or so, so it takes a little while for that temperature to catch up, I think, with the actual ambient air temperature. So my intake air temp right now is running at 80 degrees, and I believe it's probably in the mid 70s right now. So I'm probably running, I mean, it depends on if you're sitting in idle or in traffic or whatever. Then obviously that temperature goes higher. When you get some airflow, like out on the highway, like what I'm doing right now, it goes lower. So I'd probably in traffic and idle be sitting around 100 degrees. So a cold air intake may get you lower. I had one in my shaker. I didn't really like it because it picks up everything. I mean, bugs, road dirt, you name it, man. It just picks it up, and it just seemed like I was constantly having to clean that thing. So I like the closed air box personally. A Hellcat lower wouldn't be bad because then it opens up your front hole next to your headlight. You can take that cap off and connect it with the little extra piece that you buy for it. It's a black plastic hose basically that fits in those inlets. I think it may come with a kit too, but I guess that could give you a little more flow and a little better gain. I don't know, but honestly, I just use a K&N drop-in. That seems to be fine. I do believe in K&N products. I've used them forever. I used one on my big Super Duty truck, used one on my Silverado, I used one on my Mustang back years ago when I drove a 5.0. I used one, I've always used, on just about every vehicle I've ever owned that's performance-orientated vehicle, I use K&N filters. To each their own on that one. There's a lot of good ones like Air Raid and was it JT, and there's a whole bunch of them. So, but that's my take on it. For these type of SRT products, you don't really need to change the air intake, I don't think. I mean, it's designed and engineered well right from the factory. You don't need to. It's just it ends up being, I don't want to say it's a gimmick because a lot of people believe in it, that it does it, and it probably does give you a gain on the dyno. Maybe 5 to 10 horsepower on a good system hooked up properly, maybe. But to me, it's not really enough of a gain to really warrant investing in a system. And basically, with this Challenger, I'm just leaving it bone stock. I did that with the shaker too. The RT shaker I drove for years before I owned this. A year ago I got this. I just ran, what came with it. It was a shaker system, so it had the Mopar cold air intake built into it. Again, I didn't really change anything. I did change the canister out a few times. I cleaned it a little bit with soap and water in a bucket, and then I just would eventually change it and just order a new one online and change it out. But honestly, I think the drop-ins are better. The box protects the filter better from road dirt, debris, bugs, all kinds of stuff that fly in there. It protects, the box keeps the temperature lower because it's not exposed right next to the hot engine. And that's another thing with that TA hood scoop system that you buy for it. You got to put some heat shielding on it because you're sitting right on top of the intake with that, the intake manifold, and there's a lot of heat coming off that. So you're heating up the air that's coming inside off your hood scoop, feeding it to the cold air filter. So that doesn't make sense. I got the octopus cam hooked up today. It's working pretty good. It moves around a little bit, but it's not bad. Alright, well, there isn't really anything more I need to add on that topic. I just run stock air, hood scoop, and just a stock drop in. I use a K&N drop in the factory air box. It works fine. You don't really need to change that system on a Scat Pack. I don't think you really need to do it on a Hellcat either. So that's about it. Thanks for joining me for Street Muscle Diaries. Can't really do much out here for polls. There's a lot of traffic, even on this back road highway. Not really much I can do. Zero to jail, I guess. I don't know. That's what produces more views and likes and excitement, but I really don't feel like paying higher insurance rates for the next 3 years. So I do my little polls and have some fun. You know, that's good enough for me. So I'll do a little quick poll here. I'm not gonna be able to do much at one. There's so much traffic, and then I'll close you guys out. So thanks for joining me, and be sure to check out the videos on my channel for my original hard rock, and Bass Lightning is out.